Good morning, viewers and listeners. Welcome you to the insurance segment. Quickly, I will introduce our guests in the studio. Our guests in the studio, we have Mrs. Omenego Odia and Pastor Datibi Ojukojo. Both welcome.
Morning, viewers. We appreciate your spending your valuable time with us.
Yeah, good morning, viewers. It's beautiful and it's good to be here. It's a beautiful day.
Yeah, let me quickly take our quote. Our quote says, believing in yourself is the first secret to success. Believing in insurance is great success for the future. Pastor Datibi Ojukojo.
Wow. You know, it's important you believe in yourself. God made you a special being. There's nobody like you. So you are unique. Like we all know, we all have different fingerprints. We all have different purposes on it. You can be somebody special. In fact, you are somebody special and you can achieve great things with your life.
Yeah, Mrs. Odia.
Okay. It makes a whole lot of sense to believe first in yourself.
Yes.
That way, whatever you do it well because you know you can handle whatever task has been assigned to you. So, insurance, that's one way you should believe in yourself too.
Very great word to say. Believe in insurance. Your future is protected. We are talking about motor insurance proposal form. And we will continue to speak about it until there's a better understanding of members of the public.
Yeah.
Now, like we said, a lot of people just believe that the business of insurance is just on the basis of what do I want of it. We are trying to say out here that there is a standard, and that standard is what must be maintained at all times. Now, we're talking about the use of proposal form in motor insurance. And we have said the proposal form is a questionnaire that contains issues that border on the vehicle, the personality, the purchase, amongst others. Today we're going to talk about the use of the motor vehicle. Talking about the use of the motor vehicle also relates to the make of the vehicle that we're going to talk about. Whether the vehicle is used for private pleasure. Now, what are the implications of private use of a vehicle for pleasure purposes?
Okay.
And what are also the use for commercial purposes?
Yeah.
What are the benefits?
Yeah, thank you so much, Sir BJ. You know, insurance is all about risk. You know, whether it's vehicle, buildings, you are exposed to risk. But in this case, the vehicles that are on the road, the ones that are private, they are less exposed to risk. So the company wants to know what vehicle, what kind of vehicle, or what's this vehicle being put to use, and how do we come up with the charge, that is the premium, because the use of the car, what the car is used for, determines the premium charged. Because if a car is used for commercial purposes, that means it's going to be on the road more than the car that is for private purposes. So this information is very important at the onset of the insurance contract.
Yes, I think this is one point that we must all come to understand. Some persons just drive their motor vehicle to their office park.
Yes, exactly.
Some persons are also salesmen.
Yeah.
They go about with their sample of goods to market.
Yeah.
While some are used for hire, you know, for other members of the public.
Yes.
Hire for general goods.
Yes.
Some also carry goods specifically for themselves.
Yeah.
They don't carry for any other person. So do we expect that such persons should pay equal premium to the common fund we're talking about?
And following the principle of justice and doing things right, such persons should pay more because they're exposed to more risk, more use, more danger as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's clear that, you know, such will translate. Now, the history of that motor vehicle is also very important.
Yes.
Some persons have been involved in an accident one way or the other.
Yeah.
And some persons have not been involved in an accident. How will such persons be treated when you talk about the use of the vehicle?
You know, basically, if you meet someone for the first time who wants to take insurance, you want to have a history, especially a vehicle. Want to know, has this vehicle ever suffered a loss before? Or you as a person, have you made a claim before? Because those things are guides to how we come up with the premium. Because basically, when a company looks at a new client, they want to be sure. I hope we are with a client that doesn't have a history of claims. But the one who has a history of claims, will have to be charged slightly higher than one who doesn't have a history of claims. Because we know a lot of people can be careful. We know sometimes accidents are not caused by you. Anybody can come and damage your vehicle. But the history gives us, you know, a mindset on how to approach that particular insurance contract.
Yeah, there's something very interesting that we must also let members of the public know.
Yes.
Those who are not involved in an accident, when there is a call for renewal of insurance,
yes,
such persons are granted no claim discounts. You know, without you negotiating.
Exactly.
You know, it will have been the case to say, let me go around and say, you know, I was not involved in an accident. They know it already.
Yes.
And so when they are calling you to come for renewal, they tell you that you will enjoy these benefits.
Yes.
So that it will also be an attraction.
Yes.
And then a way to say that since you are not involved in an accident, you have saved us the position of not paying money.
Exactly.
Therefore, you should be encouraged.
Yes.
And so these are some of the things that we must also factor. While those who have been involved in an accident, one way or the other, their premiums are either increased or otherwise.
Yes.
I think that's a fair judgment in terms of what the insurance companies do. Now, the cost of carriage of goods is another factor.
Yes.
We're talking about pleasure cases. There are some persons whose main business is, I have this truck, come and hire it, and they carry goods for people.
Yes.
So the charge that is made there is higher than the one that should ordinarily even carry goods just specifically for themselves.
Yes.
Now, such negotiations that take place, how will such issues be, you know, when you make assessments?
You know, I look at our Nigerian roads, for example. It's sad what we see when we travel. And definitely on the highway, the risk is much higher. So all these things come into play. Some companies will even tell you, okay, instead of paying this certain premium, maybe you have to pay 50,000, there will be an addition because of your exposure to highway, because we know how the roads can be. So own goods, you mentioned about own goods, is when you are just carrying your own goods, and we expect you to be more careful with your goods. But when you are hiring that vehicle out and it has to go maybe on a longer distance, you're carrying other people's goods, maybe the exposure is more. All these things are considered.
Okay. Mrs. Odia, last word just before we go.
Well, do some insurance for yourself, for your family, for your property, because it's giving value for you.
Next week, we are going to talk about ownership of vehicle. And then how will you translate that ownership? Is it for you? Is it that you bought it with somebody's money or whatever? But we are glad that we have come here again today. We remain, you know, ever ready to talk to you. And if you have challenge, please also reach us. If you have questions you need to ask, please also reach us. We are also prepared to come visit you and talk about insurance. So thank you for watching. God bless you. Have a wonderful day.